In the early 1800s, there were no cars like we know today. People traveled by horse, by bicycle, by train, or by boat. In cities, horses pulled carriages through crowded streets. On farms, horses and oxen helped people move goods. Travel was slow. Long journeys could take days or weeks. The Industrial Revolution was changing Europe. New machines were being built. Steam engines powered factories and trains. Engineers were trying to build better engines. Some inventors even tried to build steam-powered road vehicles. But these machines were heavy and not very practical. Many people believed that a small, lightweight engine that used fuel could change the world. But no one had yet made a practical gasoline-powered car. This is where the story of Mercedes-Benz begins. Karl Benz was born in 1844 in Karlsruhe, Germany. His father was a train driver. When Karl was only 2 years old, his father died in an accident. His mother worked very hard to support him and believed strongly in his education. Karl was very smart. At only 15 years old, he entered university to study engineering. He loved machines. He believed that one day, small engines would power vehicles without horses. After university, Karl worked for different engineering companies. But he was not satisfied. He wanted to create something new. He wanted to build his own engine and his own vehicle. In the 1870s, he started his own company, but it was very difficult. He had money problems. At one point, the police even came to take equipment because he could not pay his debts. His wife, Bertha Benz, believed in him strongly. She used her own money to support his work. Without her help, Karl Benz might have failed. In 1879, Karl Benz successfully built a 2-stroke gasoline engine. This was a big success. It ran smoothly and was more practical than steam engines for small vehicles. But Benz did not want to stop there. He wanted to build a complete car powered by his engine. Instead of putting an engine into a horse carriage, Benz designed a new vehicle from the beginning. This was very important. Many inventors tried to modify carriages. Benz built something completely new. In 1885, Karl Benz finished his first car. It was called the Benz Patent Motor Wagon. In 1886, he officially registered it as a patent. This is why many people say 1886 is the birth year of the modern automobile. The motor wagon had 3 wheels, not 4. It had a small gasoline engine placed at the back. It could go about 16 kilometers per hour, 10 miles per hour. That may sound slow today, but at that time it was amazing. People were shocked when they saw it. A vehicle that moved without horses seemed almost magical. Some people were afraid of it, others laughed at it. But Benz believed in his invention. Karl Benz was a good engineer, but he was not good at marketing. People were unsure about buying such a strange machine. In 1888, Bertha Benz made a bold decision. Without telling her husband, she took the motor wagon and drove it from Mannheim to Pforzheim. The distance was about 106 kilometers, 66 miles. It was the first long-distance car journey in history. This trip was not easy. There were no gas stations. She had to buy fuel from a pharmacy. There were no repair shops. She had to fix problems herself. At one point, she used her hat pin to clean a fuel line. Her journey proved that the car was practical. Newspapers wrote about it. People became interested. It was one of the most important marketing events in automotive history. Because of Bertha's courage, the car became famous. While Karl Benz was working in Mannheim, another engineer was working in southern Germany. Gottlieb Daimler was born in 1834. He was older than Benz. Daimler was also a talented engineer. He worked with another brilliant inventor named Wilhelm Maybach. Daimler and Maybach believed in building small, high-speed engines. In 1885, they created a small gasoline engine that could be used in many types of vehicles. They first put their engine into a wooden bicycle. This machine is often called the first motorcycle. Then they put the engine into a boat. Later, they placed it into a carriage. Daimler and Benz did not work together at this time. They were competitors. They did not even meet each other during these early years. In 1890, Daimler founded a company called Daimler Motorengesellschaft, DMG. The company began producing engines and cars. Wilhelm Maybach designed many of the early vehicles. He was very creative and skilled. DMG's cars became known for their power and performance. They were especially successful in racing. At the end of the 1890s, a businessman named Emil Jelinek became very important in the story. Jelinek loved cars and racing. He bought many DMG cars. He also helped sell them in France. He wanted faster and better cars for racing. Jelinek asked DMG to build a new, powerful car. He requested many improvements. The car was designed by Wilhelm Maybach. When the new model was ready in 1901, it was very advanced. It had a strong engine, a long wheelbase, and a lower center of gravity. It was safer and faster than earlier cars. Jelinek asked that the car be named Mercedes, after his daughter, whose name was Mercedes Jelinek. The name Mercedes soon became famous. It sounded elegant and modern. It was easy to say in many languages. The new Mercedes cars were very successful in racing competitions in Europe. Racing was important because it showed the quality and speed of a car. When Mercedes cars won races, more people wanted to buy them. Racing helped build the brand's image. It showed that these cars were not only new machines but also powerful and reliable vehicles. While Daimler was building Mercedes cars, Karl Benz's company, Benz & Cie, was also growing. By 1900, Benz & Cie became the largest automobile manufacturer in the world. The company produced hundreds of cars each year. This was a huge number for that time. Benz cars were popular in Germany and other European countries. They were known for quality and engineering. Even though Benz and Daimler were competitors, both companies helped create the early car industry. The 1890s were full of challenges. Many small car companies started and failed. Building cars was expensive. Customers were few. Roads were poor. Some people believed cars were only toys for rich people. Others believed they would replace horses completely. Both Benz and Daimler had to improve their technology constantly. Engines had to become stronger and more reliable. Steering and braking systems had to improve. Slowly, cars became better and more practical. From the beginning, innovation was very important. Both Benz and Daimler focused on engineering excellence. They improved engine performance, fuel systems, cooling systems, transmission systems. Each improvement made cars safer and easier to use. This focus on quality and innovation would later become a key value of Mercedes-Benz. By 1900, the automobile was no longer just an experiment. It was becoming an industry. Karl Benz and Gottlieb Daimler had both helped create the modern car. Although they worked separately, their ideas shaped the future. The name Mercedes had already appeared. The companies Benz & Cie and Daimler Motorengesellschaft were strong competitors. Soon, in the next decades, these two companies would join together. But that story belongs to the next section. The years between 1880 and 1900 were the foundation of Mercedes-Benz. During this time, the first gasoline car was built. The first long-distance car journey happened. The first practical high-speed engines were developed. The name Mercedes was created. Car racing began shaping brand identity. Without Karl Benz's vision, Bertha Benz's courage, and Gottlieb Daimler's engineering skill, the modern automobile might have come much later. This early history shows something very important about Mercedes-Benz. From the very beginning, the company was built on innovation, courage, and belief in the future. The story of Mercedes-Benz started with two separate men who never met, but who changed the world forever. At the start of the 1900s, Daimler's company, Daimler Motorengesellschaft, DMG, was becoming famous because of a new car called the Mercedes 35 PS. This car was designed by Wilhelm Maybach and supported by businessman Emil Jelinek. The Mercedes 35 PS was very different from older cars. Earlier cars looked like horse carriages with engines added. But this car was designed from the beginning as a motor vehicle. It had a long wheelbase, a low center of gravity, a powerful engine, a honeycomb radiator. These changes made the car faster and safer. In 1901, it won many races in France. After that, the name Mercedes became famous all over Europe. Many historians say this car was the first modern automobile. After the success of the Mercedes 35 PS, DMG grew quickly. The company built more factories and hired more workers. Unfortunately, Gottlieb Daimler died in 1900, just before the big success of the Mercedes car. He did not live to see how famous the name would become. Even after his death, his company continued to grow. The Mercedes name became the main brand for DMG vehicles. By 1902, Mercedes was officially registered as a brand name. DMG produced luxury cars for wealthy customers. These cars were expensive and powerful. Kings, businessmen, and rich families bought them. While DMG was growing, Benz & C, the company started by Karl Benz, was also strong. Benz & C became one of the largest car manufacturers in the world in the early 1900s. The company built many different models, from small cars to large luxury vehicles. Karl Benz was still involved in the company, but younger engineers were now leading design and development. Benz cars were known for reliability. They were solid and well engineered. The company also entered car races to show the quality of its vehicles. At this time, Benz & C and DMG were still competitors. In the early 1900s, racing was very important for car companies. If a car won races, people believed it was strong and well built. Mercedes cars won many races in Europe. Benz cars also competed successfully. One important event was the Gordon Bennett Cup, an international racing competition. Winning such events helped build international reputation. Racing helped both companies improve their technology. Better engines, better brakes, better steering, better cooling systems. These improvements later appeared in normal road cars. Between 1900 and 1910, cars improved very quickly. Important developments included more powerful engines, 4-cylinder engines, better gear systems, electric ignition systems, stronger steel frames. Cars became faster and more comfortable. During this time, the automobile changed from a strange invention into a serious product. More middle-class people began buying cars, although they were still expensive. Germany became one of the leading countries in automobile production. In 1909, DMG registered the famous three-pointed star logo. The star had 3 points to represent engines for land, sea, air. The company wanted to show that its engines could power vehicles everywhere. In 1916, the star was placed inside a circle. Later, this logo would become one of the most famous symbols in the world. Today, it represents luxury, engineering, and quality. In 1914, World War I began. This changed everything. Car production slowed down. Both Benz & C and DMG were ordered to produce military equipment. They made trucks, aircraft engines, military vehicles. Civilian car production almost stopped. The war was very difficult for Germany. When it ended in 1918, the country faced serious economic problems. After World War I, Germany had high inflation and economic instability. Money lost value quickly. Businesses struggled. Many people could not afford cars anymore. Both Benz & C and DMG suffered financial losses. Sales dropped. Production slowed. Competition increased. Foreign car manufacturers also entered the market. The companies realized they needed to find a way to survive. In the early 1920s, Germany's economy became worse. Inflation reached extreme levels in 1923. To survive, Benz & C and DMG began cooperating in 1924. They signed an agreement to share technology, share marketing, reduce competition between them. This cooperation helped lower costs. Instead of fighting each other, they worked together. In 1926, Benz & C and Daimler Motorengesellschaft officially merged. The new company was called Daimler-Benz AG. The brand name for cars became Mercedes-Benz. This name combined Mercedes from DMG, Benz from Karl Benz. This was the birth of the company we know today. The new logo combined the three-pointed star with a laurel wreath, which had been a symbol of Benz. The merger created one of the strongest automobile companies in the world. Karl Benz lived long enough to see the merger in 1926. He died in 1929 at the age of 84. He saw how his early invention had grown into a global industry. His work laid the foundation for everything that came later. After the merger, Mercedes-Benz began producing new models. These cars were known for high-quality strong engines, elegant design, reliability. The company focused on luxury vehicles. Mercedes-Benz became known as a premium brand. At the same time, engineers worked on new diesel engines for passenger cars and trucks. Diesel engines were more fuel efficient. This became important for commercial vehicles. During this period, Mercedes-Benz focused strongly on engineering. The company invested in research, testing skilled workers, modern factories. The goal was to build the best cars, not the cheapest. This philosophy shaped the company's identity. In 1929, the Great Depression began. The global economy collapsed. Car sales dropped worldwide. Mercedes-Benz faced new financial challenges. However, because of its strong reputation and careful engineering, the company survived. Between 1900 and 1930, the foundation of modern Mercedes-Benz was built. Important events in this period: the success of the first modern Mercedes, the growth of luxury car production, the creation of the three-pointed star, the impact of World War I economic crisis and inflation, the merger of Benz and Psy, and DMG in 1926. Without the merger, the company might not have survived the economic crisis. The name Mercedes-Benz was born from cooperation during hard times. This period shows something important. Mercedes-Benz became strong not only because of engineering, but also because of smart business decisions during crisis. At the start of the 1930s, Mercedes-Benz was known for luxury and high engineering quality. The company built large, powerful cars for wealthy customers. One famous model was the Mercedes-Benz 770, also known as the Grosser Mercedes. It was a large luxury car with a powerful engine. It was used by important political leaders and wealthy businessmen. These cars were expensive and carefully built by hand. They showed the company's focus on quality over quantity. Even during difficult economic times after the Great Depression of 1929, Mercedes-Benz tried to maintain its image as a premium brand. In the 1930s, racing became extremely important for Mercedes-Benz. The company built special racing cars that became known as the Silver Arrows. These cars were painted silver instead of white, which was Germany's traditional racing color. The Silver Arrows were fast and powerful. They competed in Grand Prix races across Europe. One famous driver was Rudolf Caracciola. He won several European championships driving for Mercedes-Benz. His skill and bravery made him a legend in racing history. The Silver Arrows helped build Mercedes-Benz's reputation as a leader in performance and technology. During the 1930s, Mercedes-Benz made many technical improvements. Supercharged engines for more power, independent suspension for better comfort and control, improved braking systems, aerodynamic design. The racing cars were very advanced. Some of them could reach speeds over 300 kilometers per hour, 186 meters per hour, which was incredible at that time. The technology developed for racing often influenced normal road cars. Mercedes-Benz became known not only for luxury, but also for innovation. In 1933, a major political change happened in Germany. Adolf Hitler and the Nazi Party came to power. The government began controlling many parts of German industry. Large companies, including Mercedes-Benz, had to cooperate with government policies. The Nazi government supported car racing as a way to show German strength and technology to the world. This support helped fund the Silver Arrows racing program. At the same time, the political situation in Germany became more dangerous and extreme. This period is complex and difficult in Mercedes-Benz history. As the 1930s continued, Germany began preparing for war. Mercedes-Benz started producing more military vehicles. These included trucks for the Army aircraft engines, military transport vehicles. Civilian car production continued, but military production increased. By the late 1930s, war was becoming more likely. In 1939, World War II began. During the war, Mercedes-Benz factories focused almost completely on military production. The company produced military trucks, aircraft engines, parts for armored vehicles. Luxury cars were no longer a priority. Factories worked long hours to meet military demands. Like many German companies during World War II, Mercedes-Benz used forced labor. Workers from occupied countries and prisoners of war were forced to work in factories under very difficult conditions. This is a painful and serious part of the company's history. In later years, Mercedes-Benz publicly recognized this past and participated in compensation programs for former forced laborers. It is important to understand that this period was part of a larger historical tragedy affecting millions of people. As the war continued, Allied bombing heavily damaged German industrial cities. Many Mercedes-Benz factories were destroyed or badly damaged. Production became very difficult. By 1945, near the end of the war, much of Germany's industrial infrastructure was in ruins. World War II ended in 1945. Germany was divided into occupation zones controlled by the Allied powers. Mercedes-Benz factories were damaged, equipment was destroyed, and resources were limited. The company faced one of the hardest moments in its history. There was no clear future. After the war, Mercedes-Benz began rebuilding. At first, the company did not build cars. Instead, it repaired vehicles and made simple products like tools and small machines. Food and materials were scarce in Germany. Workers struggled daily. Slowly, factories were repaired. By 1946, limited production of trucks restarted. Trucks were important because Germany needed transportation to rebuild cities. In 1947, Mercedes-Benz restarted passenger car production. One early post-war model was based on the pre-war Mercedes-Benz 170V design. The 170V became very important for rebuilding the company. It was simple, reliable, and practical. Customers trusted the brand name. This car helped bring Mercedes-Benz back into the civilian market. Even during difficult times, Mercedes-Benz continued to focus on quality. The company did not try to produce cheap cars quickly. Instead, it maintained high engineering standards. This helped rebuild its reputation after the war. Quality became even more important than before. After the war, German companies had to rebuild not only factories, but also trust. Mercedes-Benz worked to become a responsible company in the new Germany. In later decades, the company would invest in historical research and openly discuss its wartime activities. This transparency became part of its modern identity. By the late 1940s, the German economy slowly improved. The introduction of a new currency in 1948 helped stabilize the economy. Car demand began to increase again. Mercedes-Benz expanded production carefully. The company was not yet strong, but it was stable. By 1950, Mercedes-Benz was no longer in survival mode. It was ready to innovate again. The company had survived economic depression, political pressure, World War II, factory destruction, national division. Many companies did not survive this period. Mercedes-Benz did. The years from 1930 to 1950 were some of the most difficult in the history of Mercedes-Benz. This period included the success of the Silver Arrows, advanced racing technology, political control under the Nazi regime, military production, forced labor, factory destruction, post-war rebuilding. It shows that the company experienced both technological success and serious moral challenges. It also shows the strength of rebuilding. By 1950, Mercedes-Benz was ready to begin a new chapter, one that would lead to a golden age of innovation and global success. In the early 1950s, West Germany experienced strong economic growth. This period is often called the economic miracle. Factories reopened, jobs increased, and people had more money to spend. As the economy improved, more people wanted to buy cars. Mercedes-Benz was ready. The company focused on quality, reliability, and advanced engineering. It did not try to compete with cheap small cars. Instead, it built strong, long-lasting vehicles. Mercedes-Benz wanted to build the best car in the world. After World War II, Mercedes-Benz returned to motorsport. Racing had always been important to the company. In 1954, Mercedes-Benz entered Formula One racing. The team used a powerful new car called the W196. One of the most famous drivers was Juan Manuel Fangio. He won the Formula One World Championship in 1954 and 1955 driving for Mercedes-Benz. These victories helped rebuild the brand's global reputation. Racing success showed that Mercedes-Benz was once again a leader in technology and performance. One of the most famous cars ever made by Mercedes-Benz was the 300 SL. The 300 SL was introduced in 1954. It had a very special feature: gull-wing doors that opened upward. The 300 SL was based on racing technology. It had a lightweight frame, direct fuel injection, high top speed, beautiful aerodynamic design. It was one of the fastest production cars of its time. The 300 SL became a symbol of luxury and performance. Today, it is considered one of the most beautiful cars ever built. The 300 SL helped Mercedes-Benz become popular in the United States. In the 1950s and 1960s, Mercedes-Benz expanded strongly into the United States. American customers loved the quality and engineering of German cars. The 300 SL and later luxury sedans became popular among business leaders, celebrities, and professionals. Mercedes-Benz built a strong dealership network in America. The company's image in the US became connected to success, prestige, reliability, European elegance. This expansion into America was very important for long-term growth. One of the most important areas where Mercedes-Benz led the industry was safety. In 1959, engineer Bela Barenyi developed the crumple zone concept. Crumple zones are areas of a car designed to absorb energy during a crash. This protects passengers inside the cabin. Before this invention, cars were built very rigid. In crashes, passengers were often seriously injured. Mercedes-Benz began building cars with strong passenger compartments, front and rear crumple zones, improved seat belts. Safety became a key part of the company's identity. During the 1960s, Mercedes-Benz introduced many new models. The company offered luxury sedans, sports cars, station wagons, limousines. One important model line was the S-Class, though the name S-Class officially came later. These large luxury sedans became the flagship models of the company. They were known for comfort, smooth ride, quiet cabins, strong engines. Mercedes-Benz focused on long-term durability. Many cars from this period lasted for decades. Mercedes-Benz became very successful with diesel engines. Diesel engines were fuel-efficient, durable, long-lasting. In the 1960s and 1970s, many taxi drivers in Europe chose Mercedes-Benz diesel cars because they could drive hundreds of thousands of kilometers. In the United States, Mercedes-Benz diesel models became popular during the oil crisis of the 1970s. Fuel efficiency became more important when fuel prices increased. In 1973, a global oil crisis caused fuel prices to rise sharply. Large, fuel-hungry cars became less attractive. Mercedes-Benz responded by improving fuel efficiency and offering smaller engine options. Even during this crisis, the company maintained its focus on quality. The oil crisis forced many car companies to change their strategies. Mercedes-Benz adapted successfully. Throughout the 1960s and 1970s, Mercedes-Benz continued to introduce safety features. Some important innovations included anti-lock braking system, ABS, developed with partners, improved seat belts, padded dashboards, better steering columns. The company tested cars carefully in crash simulations. Safety became one of the strongest reasons people trusted the brand. By the 1970s, Mercedes-Benz had become a global symbol of luxury and success. In many countries, owning a Mercedes-Benz meant professional success, financial stability, good taste. The brand became associated with doctors, executives, diplomats, and business leaders. The three-pointed star logo was recognized worldwide. One reason for long-term success was the strong engineering culture inside the company. Mercedes-Benz engineers focused on careful testing, long product life, high-quality materials, mechanical reliability. The company did not rush products to market. Many models stayed in production for many years with careful improvements. This careful development built customer trust. Mercedes-Benz was not only focused on passenger cars, the company also produced trucks, buses, delivery vans. These commercial vehicles were important for global markets. In many countries, Mercedes-Benz trucks became known for strength and reliability. This business helped balance the company's income. To meet global demand, Mercedes-Benz expanded production beyond Germany. The company built factories and partnerships in other countries. This helped reduce costs, avoid import taxes, increase local presence. By 1980, Mercedes-Benz was truly a global brand. As the 1970s ended, Mercedes-Benz faced new competition from other German brands and Japanese manufacturers. Companies like BMW and Audi became stronger. Mercedes-Benz responded by continuing to improve technology and design. The company prepared to enter a more competitive global market in the 1980s. The years from 1950 to 1980 transformed Mercedes-Benz into a global luxury leader. During this period, the company returned to racing success. The legendary 300 SL was introduced. Safety innovations changed the industry. The brand expanded strongly into the United States. Diesel engines became popular. The S-Class became a symbol of luxury. The company became globally respected. Most importantly, Mercedes-Benz built a reputation for safety, durability, and engineering excellence. This golden age created the brand image that still exists today. In the early 1980s, the global car market became more competitive. Japanese companies like Toyota and Honda were growing quickly. German competitors like BMW and Audi were also becoming stronger. Customers now wanted better fuel economy, modern design, more comfort, more technology. Mercedes-Benz had a strong reputation, but it needed to modernize. In 1982, Mercedes-Benz introduced an important new model, the W201, also known as the 190E. This was a smaller and more affordable Mercedes. Until then, Mercedes-Benz mostly built large luxury cars. The 190E allowed the company to reach younger customers and new markets. The 190E was compact, sporty, well-engineered, safe-it, competed directly with BMW's 3 Series. The success of the 190E helped Mercedes-Benz grow in the compact luxury segment. During the 1980s and 1990s, electronics became more important in cars. Mercedes-Benz introduced electronic fuel injection, traction control systems, advanced climate control, airbags. In 1981, the company began offering the driver's airbag in its S-Class models. Later, passenger airbags became common. In 1995, Mercedes-Benz introduced Electronic Stability Program, ESP. This system helps prevent skidding by automatically adjusting braking and engine power. Safety remained one of the company's strongest values. In the early 1990s, Mercedes-Benz changed its naming system. Before, cars were known by numbers like 190E or 300E. After 1993, the company introduced letter-based classes: C-Class, Compact, E-Class, Executive, S-Class, Flagship Luxury, SL-Class, Sports Luxury. This system made it easier for customers to understand the model range. The brand became more organized and modern. In the 1990s, sport utility vehicles, SUVs, became very popular, especially in the United States. In 1997, Mercedes-Benz introduced the M-Class, ML. This was the company's first modern SUV. It was built in the United States, in Alabama. This showed how important the American market had become. The M-Class combined luxury off-road ability, comfort, safety. The the SUV market became a very important part of the company's business. In 1997, Mercedes-Benz introduced the A-Class, a small front-wheel drive car. This was very different from traditional Mercedes models. However, shortly after launch, the A-Class failed a safety test in Sweden called the Moose test. The car tipped over during a sudden steering movement. This was a major embarrassment. Mercedes-Benz quickly stopped sales and redesigned the car. The company added Electronic Stability Program, ESP, as standard equipment. This decision cost a lot of money but protected the company's reputation. The A-Class later became successful. This event showed that even strong companies can make mistakes and must respond quickly. In 1998, a major business decision changed the company's future. Daimler-Benz merged with the American company Chrysler. The new company was called Daimler-Chrysler. The goal of the merger was to create a global automotive giant that could compete with companies like General Motors and Toyota. The merger combined Mercedes-Benz luxury cars, Chrysler mass-market vehicles, Jeep SUVs. At first, the merger was presented as a merger of equals. Over time, problems appeared. The cultures of the two companies were very different. Mercedes-Benz focused on high engineering standards and premium vehicles. Chrysler focused on cost efficiency and the American mass market. There were management conflicts and financial losses. Some Mercedes customers worried that quality was declining. During the early 2000s, some models experienced quality issues and recalls. This affected the brand's image. During the 2000s, competition became even stronger. BMW and Audi gained popularity with sporty and modern designs. Japanese luxury brands like Lexus also grew in the United States. Mercedes-Benz had to improve quality, update designs, introduce new technology. The company invested heavily in research and development. Despite challenges, Mercedes-Benz continued to innovate. Important developments included co-manned infotainment systems, advanced navigation systems, adaptive cruise control, night vision assistance, automatic braking systems. The S-Class remained the technology leader. Many new safety systems were first introduced in the S-Class before appearing in other models. By 2007, the Daimler-Chrysler merger was not successful. Daimler decided to sell Chrysler to a private investment company. After the sale, the company returned to the name Daimler AG. Mercedes-Benz could now focus again on its core business, premium vehicles. This marked the end of a difficult chapter. During the 2000s, China became one of the most important car markets in the world. Mercedes-Benz expanded production and sales in China. Luxury car demand grew rapidly. China would later become one of the company's largest markets. During this period, AMG became an important part of Mercedes-Benz. Mercedes-AMG started as an independent performance company. Mercedes-Benz increased ownership over time and fully integrated AMG. AMG models offered more powerful engines, sportier design, higher performance. AMG helped attract younger and performance-focused customers. In the late 2000s, Mercedes-Benz began changing its design language. The company moved away from conservative designs toward more modern and sporty looks. This helped attract new customers. The brand needed to feel fresh and dynamic. By 2010, environmental concerns were growing. Fuel efficiency standards became stricter. Hybrid technology began to develop. Mercedes-Benz started investing more in hybrid systems, electric vehicles, cleaner diesel engines. The company understood that the future would include electric mobility. From 1980 to 2010, Mercedes-Benz experienced major change. This period included expansion into compact cars, 190e, A-Class, entry into the SUV market, M-Class, major safety innovations, ESP. The merger and separation from Chrysler growth in China. Stronger global competition, early steps toward electrification. It was not always easy. There were mistakes and challenges, but the company learned from them. By 2010, Mercedes-Benz was ready for another transformation, the electric and digital future. In 2010, Mercedes-Benz was already a strong global luxury brand, but the market was changing quickly. Customers now wanted modern design, digital screens, smartphone connection, better fuel efficiency, lower emissions. At the same time, new companies were entering the electric car market. The most important new competitor was Tesla, Inc. Tesla focused only on electric cars. This forced traditional companies like Mercedes-Benz to accelerate their electric plans. In the early 2010s, Mercedes-Benz changed its design language. Older models were often described as conservative. The company wanted to attract younger buyers. New models became more sporty, more aggressive, more aerodynamic, more stylish. Cars like the CLA class and the redesigned C-Class looked more modern. This design change helped Mercedes-Benz compete better with BMW and Audi. Technology inside cars changed dramatically during this period. Mercedes-Benz introduced large digital screens instead of traditional gauges. In 2018, the company introduced MBUX, Mercedes-Benz User Experience. MBUX included voice control, "Hey Mercedes," artificial intelligence, touchscreen controls, smartphone integration. Over-the-air software updates cars became more like computers on wheels. Digital experience became as important as engine performance. To focus on electric vehicles, Mercedes-Benz created a new sub-brand called EQ. EQ stands for Electric Intelligence. The first fully electric model under this brand was the EQC, introduced in 2019. After that, more electric models followed. EQA, EQB, EQE, EQS. The EQS became the electric version of the S-Class. It offered long driving range, fast charging, a large hyperscreen dashboard, advanced driver assistance systems. The EQS showed that electric cars could also be luxury cars. Tesla Inc. became a strong competitor in the luxury electric market. Tesla focused on long battery range, fast software updates, supercharger network, high performance. Mercedes-Benz responded by investing billions in battery technology, building battery factories in Europe and America, expanding electric production. The competition pushed Mercedes-Benz to innovate faster than before. Before full electrification, Mercedes-Benz expanded hybrid models. Hybrid cars combine gasoline or diesel engines. Electric motors. Plug-in hybrid models became popular because they allowed short electric driving distances with a gasoline backup. This helped customers transition slowly toward full electric vehicles. Mercedes-Benz invested heavily in self-driving technology. The company developed advanced systems like adaptive cruise control, lane keeping assist, automatic emergency braking, traffic jam assist. In some markets, Mercedes-Benz became one of the first companies to offer Level 3 autonomous driving systems. Level 3 means the car can control itself in certain conditions, but the driver must still be ready to take control. This was a major technological achievement. Environmental responsibility became very important after 2015. Governments introduced stricter emission rules. Customers cared more about climate change. Mercedes-Benz announced plans to reduce carbon emissions, increase electric vehicle production, use more recycled materials, build carbon-neutral factories. The company set goals to become fully electric in many markets by the 2030s, where conditions allow. Sustainability became part of the brand's future strategy. In 2022, Daimler AG changed its structure. The truck division became a separate company called Daimler Truck. The car division officially changed its name to Mercedes-Benz Group AG. This allowed the company to focus more clearly on passenger cars and vans. The restructuring showed a clear strategy: focus on luxury and electric mobility. In the 2020s, Mercedes-Benz announced a new strategy. The company decided to focus more on high-end luxury vehicles. This means more premium models, higher technology, higher profit margins, fewer entry-level models. The brand wanted to strengthen its luxury image instead of competing in lower price segments. Models like the S-Class, EQS, and Maybach versions became even more advanced and expensive. Mercedes-Maybach became more important in this period. Maybach models represent the highest level of luxury within Mercedes-Benz. They offer extra long wheelbases, premium leather, advanced comfort systems, personalized options. Mercedes-Maybach competes with brands like Rolls-Royce and Bentley. This shows how Mercedes-Benz expanded at the top end of the luxury market. Mercedes-AMG also entered the electric era. AMG began developing hybrid and electric performance vehicles. Electric motors provide instant torque, which improves acceleration. This allowed AMG to maintain high performance even as gasoline engines became less common. Performance and electrification began working together. Today, Mercedes-Benz produces cars in many countries: Germany, United States, China, Hungary, South Africa. China has become one of the most important markets for the company. Luxury demand in Asia continues to grow. Global production helps reduce costs and serve local markets more efficiently. The 2020s have not been easy. The company faced global supply chain problems, semiconductor shortages, COVID-19 pandemic disruptions, economic uncertainty. Despite these challenges, Mercedes-Benz maintained strong profits by focusing on luxury models. The strategy of selling fewer but more expensive cars helped protect revenue. Modern Mercedes-Benz vehicles rely heavily on software. The company is investing in advanced operating systems, artificial intelligence, cloud connectivity, over-the-air updates. Future cars will receive updates like smartphones. Software is becoming as important as engines. Mercedes-Benz has announced long-term plans for electrification. The company plans to offer electric versions of all major models, develop new battery platforms, improve charging speed, increase driving range. Research continues in solid-state battery technology. The goal is to combine luxury sustainability, performance, digital innovation. Even with all these changes, Mercedes-Benz keeps its core identity: engineering excellence, safety leadership, luxury comfort, innovation. From the first gasoline car in 1886 to today's electric vehicles, innovation has always been central. If we look at the entire history, Karl Benz built the first gasoline car. Gottlieb Daimler developed high-speed engines. The companies merged in 1926. The brand survived war and destruction. It created safety innovations that saved lives. It expanded globally. It faced business challenges and learned from them. Now it leads in electric and digital luxury vehicles. Few companies have survived so many changes for more than 130 years. The three-pointed star once meant engines for land, sea, and air. Today, it represents tradition, innovation, global presence, luxury, future mobility. The star connects the past to the future. From 2010 to today, Mercedes-Benz has entered a new era. The company is no longer only a builder of gasoline engines. It is becoming an electric vehicle leader, a software developer, a digital mobility company, a sustainable manufacturer. The road ahead includes challenges: strong electric competition, new environmental laws, rapid technological change. But if history teaches us anything, it is this: Mercedes-Benz has always adapted. From the first three-wheeled car to electric luxury sedans, the company continues to evolve. The story that began in the 1880s is still moving forward. And just like the first automobile more than 130 years ago, the future of Mercedes-Benz is driven by innovation, courage, and belief in progress.